Man, what an honor it is to talk to this gentleman. I haven't interviewed anybody from this country before, but what a pleasure. And not much of a fight community over there from what I hear. But ladies and gentlemen, my guest at this time is Mr. Aron Leo Johannsson. Hello, sir.
Hello, thank you for having me.
Absolutely, man. So you are you amateur or pro?
I'm pro.
You're pro.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, very cool. So I don't know. I don't interview too many pros these days, and I have never interviewed a pro from Iceland. So is
No, so we're very few professional MMA fighters from Iceland, but there are a couple of new ones coming up now. So you're gonna see
uh,
some new news from Iceland, definitely.
now tell me about your fight coming up here. You got a fight coming up. Tell me about it.
Yeah, so I'm fighting on Cage Steel 40 in England or Doncaster, and I'm the main event
Uh,
against Ryan Scope.
I just looked you up on Instagram as we were talking, man. So the main event, that's what I'm talking about. So
Yeah.
how many how many pros do you predict there are probably in your country?
So it's so active. It's Gunnar Nelson. You know him, maybe?
I know Gunnar Nelson is.
Yeah. So active. It's him,
Yes.
me, and uh, two others from my gym. Then there's one other guy that just went pro yesterday, and then there's one more going pro on the same card as me.
Okay, cool. And how long have you been competing and training in mixed martial arts?
Since 2018.
How old are you now?
Um, I'm close to 29.
It's not bad. Not bad at all, man.
No.
Did you watch the UFC fight night last night or yesterday?
No, I didn't. I watched the first fight, but I haven't gone. I haven't watched the whole
A,
card.
a lot of these guys are having success in their mid to late 30s now. And so,
Yeah, I mean, I think you just you kind of have your clock, you know. Some are some are like late bloomers, some are early bloomers, and some like start young and finish young and all that stuff, you know. It's yeah.
does anybody in your part of the world have connections as far as with the Bellator or the Ultimate Fighting Championship UFC?
Like from my gym.
Yes.
Uh, no, I wouldn't say that. But uh, no, I mean obviously Gunnar Nelson, but he's from a different gym.
Yeah.
So, but
All right. I was just
yeah,
curious because part of it here at Millions, we try to get you guys out there as much as possible, and
yeah.
I will do my part to help out.
Oh,
Whatever it is,
nice.
I will do
Yeah,
my part. I don't. I'll definitely tag you and stuff like that, and I look forward to. I'm excited about talking to you right now, just because I love it when I talk to people from other countries. I don't. I started watching mixed martial arts in 1999,
okay.
and it was a different ball game. It was either Americans or Brazilians, pretty
Yeah,
much.
yeah, yeah.
It was pretty much Brazilians or Americans. I mean, and it was. I watched the fights yesterday, and just how many people from a country that I had never heard of until yesterday, and still
Mm.
don't remember what the name of the country is. And there's just so much talent out there. So I'm excited for you, man. And do you do fighting full time, or do you have a job?
I do have a job, but it's very nice. So it fits very well with uh my fighting.
Okay. And how many people do you think will show up to the event?
The event itself houses like 800, 1,000, something like that.
That's good. That's
Yeah,
good. I had to do
it's a nice show.
I did media for one about probably about 3 weeks ago, and it was about 500 people and
Yeah.
a lot of connections to the UFC up there. And
Okay.
so it's very interesting seeing like how many of these. I was in the locker room, and I believe Rolando Delgado was back there, and he was on the Ultimate Fighter season 8. So
Mm.
very cool. It was a very cool experience meeting him and a few others. So I, like I said, we at Millions here, we definitely try to get your fights out there and stuff like that because like I was telling you earlier, when I watched the sport, it was only like two different countries that were really dominating the sport, and
Yeah.
yet now you have guys like you who I can just tell from your demeanor that you're hungry for this.
Yeah. 100%.
I think that if you go pro, clearly there is a time that you want to be able to take it to the next level.
Yeah. 100%. I mean, obviously, I think every fighter's dream is to go to the UFC. So
Absolutely. And I'm looking to see your professional career is 3-0 now.
yeah,
Cool. What weight class do you fight at?
I'm at the welterweight.
Okay, you look pretty stocky for a welterweight. 170.
Yeah.
Let's see. Which in your measurements is it stone or kilos?
We do kilos.
Okay.
So
Yeah. Here.
77 kilos.
Okay. So yeah, 100. Yeah. Okay. Here it's 170 pounds as welterweight.
Yeah.
So I wasn't sure. I know that they had like one in England, and I had to do measurements of stone. I didn't even know that was I didn't even know that was a unit of measurement, and I love that.
Yeah.
But that's awesome. 170-pound division. That's a tough. That's man. If memory serves me correctly, I think that there was like an extremely dangerous fight on yesterday that was in that division, and I
Yesterday.
yeah in the UFC,
Yeah.
and that's always been a tough division. The best of the best have
Yeah.
come out of the 170-pound division in some aspects.
Yeah. I mean, I would say the lightweight and welterweights, obviously, that's the most, like, most men weigh around that.
Right.
So you're gonna get the biggest talents. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
makes sense.
No, it does because like the average person probably walks around at like 185 pounds.
Yeah.
So you're fighting at 170, but you look like you're probably walking around at least like 180, 180, 185, wouldn't I say?
No. Yeah, I'm like 185, 190.
Yeah. How long does it take for you to cut the weight?
Not long. I aim to be under 185 when I fight. So and then just rest. I do water. So it's yeah. I like beginning of the camp. I was like 200 pounds.
Mm,
Now I'm like 185. Yeah, 185, 190. So and
okay.
yeah, lose 1 kilo. I'm good.
Yeah, exactly. Uh, how many? So what is how's is your cardio pretty up there? You have good cardio?
Yeah, yeah. Like, yeah, that's something I'm always like, uh, how to say it? Like, that's basically number one. Like, I'm strong and like I don't really have to think too much about strength. It's more about cardio, and it's yeah, cardio is king. When you lose your cardio, you lose your technique and everything, and so yeah, it's all about cardio.
No, I get it, man. So what was your? So did you have any big influences? Any UFC fighters that were big influence on you growing up?
Yeah, so obviously it was like I would say like Chuck Liddell, Rampage, uh, those older guys,
Mm-hmm.
Fedor Emelianenko, one of
Yes.
my favorites.
Yes.
But like that made me like start to like watch every card and get to know more fighters, I would
Yeah,
say Conor McGregor, and
yeah.
get me to train and all that. I would say probably Conor. Yeah.
I'm from Memphis, Tennessee, and I used to be friends with Rampage Jackson's brother.
Okay, nice.
Yeah, I was friends with Rampage Jackson's brother, and I actually met Chuck Liddell. UFC 107 was here, and that was in 2009. And I
Mm,
got to meet Chuck Liddell briefly, and that was when BJ Penn fought Diego Sanchez. So
mm,
it was quite a fight, and I didn't expect it to. I didn't expect all these fighters to be so easily accessible to talk to. You know,
yeah.
like,
Yeah, it's weird. Like I started my training camp in Killcliff in Florida, so I did my first 4 weeks there. Uh, it was kind of the same. Like, oh, you see all these faces that you've been watching many years, and then like you're talking to them, and they're like, damn, they're so normal.
yeah, exactly. Oh man, I
Uh,
remember. Yeah, I remember meeting George Grishel and Mario Yamasaki. Man, and that guy was the least normal. Like I saw him. I was at a nightclub,
yeah,
and you know the referee. He was a referee, right? He's dancing in the nightclub, just dancing. And I was like, who? Like you wouldn't think you get that vibe off of him. He looked, you know, he just looked like a more mellow guy or whatever. But now
mm.
he's in the club dancing. So
Yeah. I mean, obviously we got some weirdos too. So,
is
uh,
is there any prospects of you traveling outside of Iceland to fight in at this point in your career, or do you have to kind of get a little bit more recognition under your belt?
no, so like I'm fighting in England,
Oh, are you?
and
Okay.
yeah, so uh, it's illegal to fight in Iceland. So we always have to go. So we usually fight in England because it's close. It's only like 2, 3 hour flight,
Yeah.
and there's you can get a lot of fights there. So and so we always just go to England to fight. But yeah, I'm open to whatever also.
Yeah. No, I didn't know that. I'm looking this stuff up as we're talking because I'm trying to, I'm always trying to get these stats and stuff like that. And yeah, I didn't. I would. It makes sense though because I mean, Iceland is literally like a big island, and
Yeah.
it's very green and very. It's got a lot of climate,
Hmm.
but it's a very peaceful country too. I could not imagine, there being. I could understand why they wouldn't want to have mixed martial arts, legalized there.
Yeah, I mean it's weird though, It's bunch of older people. Like boxing used to be illegal until a few years ago, and now it's only like Olympic boxing. So all like I would say Olympic sports are allowed in Iceland. And obviously MMA is not Olympic sport yet, so
I
uh
yeah,
yeah.
not
So
sure.
it's
As a longtime watcher of MMA, I'm not sure that I would agree with it being an Olympic sport. I feel like it would
no,
take no. I feel like it would take away the spectacle of it.
yeah,
I think that one thing about that drew me to it was that there was this cage and there was two guys going at it and fighting inside the cage, and there were all different styles of martial arts being put in so that one opponent can defeat the other. And I think
yeah.
that if you market that from an Olympic standpoint, I'm afraid that it would take away the mystique of the sport and what makes it special compared to like every other sport.
Yeah. But like for us in Iceland, I think it would be really good if they allowed amateur boxing. No, amateur MMA, just
Well,
like Olympic boxing and
right.
IMMAF, what they do there, like you fight with shin pads and amateur gloves, like just to get the experience before you go out and start
All
your
right.
career.
Yeah, yeah. And I'm not saying that, no, this should definitely be professional, at least in Iceland. I think it should. I'm referring to the Olympics. You know,
Oh yeah,
they turn things that are more like rugged and you know and like more of a spectacle. Like they had breakdancing at the Olympics this year, you know, this past
yeah.
year where they, you know, they're dancing on the floor and stuff like that. And it's an Olympic
Yeah,
event with people commentating. Meanwhile, that's, you know, that's more of a spectacle as opposed to like a sport. And
yeah,
I think you'll hurt it.
yeah. True.
So, uh, yeah, I have never been to Europe. So
No.
as somebody who does media, I'm hoping that one day that I will get flown out on a regular basis to do events for places in Europe and stuff like that. And apparently, I can't go to Iceland for fighting, but yeah,
Not MMA, but
no, no, absolutely. What city are you from?
Reykjavik.
Reykjavik. Let's see, Reykjavik. Is that north?
Re it's the capital, Reykjavik.
Okay, yeah, okay. I'm looking at it. Okay,
Hmm.
yeah, that is the capital. Okay, cool. So not a small city then.
I mean, not compared to Iceland, but it's compared to the world. I mean, we're like less than 400,000 in the whole country, so we're probably 250,000 in Reykjavik.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's cool, man. Like where I come from, where I live, it's 600,000 in the city alone.
Yeah. So you can see
Uh-huh.
how different it is.
No, but I've heard good things. It's really I've heard good things about it though. As far as somebody showed me this vacation spot over there in Iceland. I'm not sure what city it was in, but I said I want to go
Mm.
there one day. That looks beautiful.
I mean, hey, if you're a nature guy, this is the perfect spot, you know?
That's true here in the United States. You know, we have a lot of cities, but we do have some nature spots either. But you have to kind of look for it a little bit harder than other countries.
Yeah.
So,
But
what was your first discipline you learned as a mixed martial artist?
mm. So, I used to train boxing a little
Okay.
bit when I was a kid. Then uh, I started boxing again, like for a month, and then I just went straight to MMA. Yeah, so it's basically just MMA. Like I've been just a MMA guy.
Okay. Do you have a wife or kids or a lady friend?
Yeah, I have a girlfriend.
Yeah. How is she supporting you?
She's really supportive. She's actually she's from Alaska and she is playing here professionally, soccer. So she know like how it is.
You married, you're with an American girl.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Hey, careful. Careful. Those American girls are crazy.
Uh, Tell me about it.
Exit that out. Exit that part
Uh,
out. No, I'm kidding. I don't know her from Adam, but no, that's great. You know, you got. How did you meet this Alaskan girl then?
uh, Tinder, you know, she came here to play professional uh football or soccer.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah,
And then she said, this guy's a mixed martial arts guy." Okay, interesting. You know, very two different sports.
yeah, yeah. But she has like understands it. Like
No,
she
I
has to
get.
go through it herself, kind of.
Oh man, I could. That's yeah. No, that's. Let me tell you something. A field that is 150 yards long and 75 yards wide. That's a lot of cardio.
Oh yeah.
A lot of running.
Hmm.
I have, you know, our football fields, what they call soccer, we call football. You
Yeah.
know, or no, y'all or they call football and we call it soccer. But our football, our lemon shaped football, our
Hmm.
field is 100 yards long. So that means that their field is almost as wide as ours is long. So very
Oh
interesting.
really?
Yes.
Oh, I thought it was much bigger.
Yeah, I don't know how wide a football field is, but it's definitely 100 yards. You know.
Mm.
because the 50-yard line is always emphasized on it. So for soccer, it would be a 75-yard line would be the middle. So
Yeah, okay.
So absolutely. So do you have? So what do you do for a living?
Uh, I I have it's a family business. We have a car rental here in Iceland, so I do that on the side with fighting, or like, yeah.
Okay, cool. I can't. Yeah, I mean, one thing about fighting is that a lot of guys that is their. Luckily, their passion is not only their passion, but it's their hobby, and hopefully, that's why a lot of guys that are succeeding in it. And I hope you do succeed in it, man.
Mm. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, man. So before I let you go, is there anything you want to say? Is there anything you want to say? And then we'll promote your fight.
Uh, no, I don't know. Just thank you for having me and tune
You
into my fight.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Hey, look, I just requested you on Instagram. Let's keep in touch. I want to
Yeah,
see I want to see what you're doing and stuff like that in the fight. And if you want to get another interview, hit me up, man.
yeah, sounds good.
All right. So, all right. Once again, promote your fight, and then we'll let you go.
Yeah, so I'm going up against Ryan Scope. He's like what would I say? He he's a name in England. He used to fight in Bellator, but he's getting smoked 5th of July. So tune into that.
Very good. Very good. Well, ladies and gentlemen, my guest at this time has been Aron Leo Johannsson, and thank you for joining. And everybody at home, thank you for watching the Hank Russell Invitation. Y'all have a pleasant day.
Thank you.